consensus in the room was maybe a so-so first period, but an elevated performance in the second 40. What did you see maybe change second, third period?
Well, first period we didn't get through the neutral zone. We tried to pass it through. We regrouped. They played really strong through the neutral zone. Second period was different. We got the puck in behind them and got some forecheck and got the crowd into the game a little bit and started to create some momentum.
Wallenius' first game, what do you think?
Very good. Very good.
Surprisingly good?
I wasn't sure. The interesting part for me was, it's preseason, and, his speed, he looked like he was keeping up in preseason really well. And I thought, okay, well, let's take a look. No problem. Speed, no problem. Hockey sense, good. Yeah, no, he's impressive.
We knew about the physicality, but to make that little chip pass to Akil in transition, that's a skill play.
He made a few, Nice play down the wing on Laff's tip goal. Right, dangerous shot, and I don't know if you saw him after that. He shot it, and then he skated as hard as he could back to our bench for a line change, get somebody else out there. So he understands the game, and he's committed to the details of the game. That always gets you in good standing with the coach.
Another thing surprising, the amount of production that you've gotten from the backhand without Drury. Is that surprising to you?
It is a little bit. I'll be honest. I don't think we were expecting it to go quite like that, but. Again, it's usually a two-way street. Clarkie's we can take out tonight. That was the empty net goal. But the goal that was so important was the Gavrikov goal. You had Kopi right in front of the net. Then you had Louis crossing in front and two defenders there. So there's four guys. Nobody's seeing that puck. Great shot, but when the goalie can't see it, it makes it hard.
Okay. Love that. Jumping off of that. Gavy's elevated his play from day one. So we see maybe the more obvious things. What is it that you also see how he's elevated his game that maybe isn't so obvious, or that has made him so effective?
Right. Well, I think the obvious one, the easiest thing to notice is his intensity. I think he's played with a level of intensity more consistent than he has in my time here anyway, so I guess it would be the same time as him. We traded for him when I was here. His level of intensity has been, night after night, has been extremely high. So it starts there, and I think probably that's the easy one to see. But it's the quality of his stick. It's the plays. It's the shots he breaks up. It's the poke checks just to subtly knock the puck off a guy's stick. It's getting down and closing pass lanes quickly, and so doesn't have to block the pass because he closed it with his body. He's doing a lot of things defensively that are really, really difficult, and he's executing really well.
Jim, talk about a so-so first period and then better 40, not getting pucked in the neutral zone. Kev was kind of a big example of that. He didn't play after that turnover. I mean, what was the decision behind that? Was that just letting him reset after a bad play, or was that kind of a punishment for that?
Yeah. Well, we didn't like to play. It wasn't going good for us. We knew we had to get through. Didn't like to play, and there was a consequence.
But when do you decide to put him back in? And not just him, when you sit a player, is it flow of game? What's determining that?
There's different reasons. We got a coaching staff. We had a chance to talk about it between periods. So that, has a lot to do with it. Kevin and I talked between periods. So all those things weigh in.
One-way conversation?
No.
We talked to Trevor about that play from Kevin and just his play overall, and he kind of said that you take the good with the bad away with Kevin. Like, you don't want him just playing simple plays, chipping off the boards, trying to get up the ice. You want him trying to make plays. Is that shared by the coaching staff?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, Kevin has a green light to make plays. It's just sometimes when the plays are there, right, make them or try and make them. But in that situation, it was not a good decision. So.
The assists have been coming for Trevor Moore, but he gets a goal to go tonight, and it was kind of a vintage Trevor Moore style goal. Was it good to see him score one in that way? Yeah,
that's right. I mean, he had the great chance against Vancouver to tie it. Vancouver and Edmonton are playing tonight. It's on my mind. To tie it, right, he hit the blocker or he hit the shaft late in the third period. It was one of those shots. Last year, he seemed like he scored 10 or 12 from the outside like that with his wrist shot. He changed his curve last summer, 2 summers ago, and came back and was scoring from the outside. So nice to see him. He's had a lot of close shots like that, haven't gone in. Nice to see that one go in. I hope that's going to help him shoot some more and find some more net.
Another bounce back win after a loss. You haven't lost consecutive games since the 3-gamer right at the beginning. What do you think you guys are drawing on to have that kind of urgency after a loss every time?
Well, I mean, that's character and a will to win, veteran leadership. But it's all those things. you know, it's as you guys know, you follow us. We haven't had a chance to practice a lot. We've traveled a lot, played a lot of hard games on the road. You know, so you'd like to be sharper, but we trusted the guys that we thought, you know, the rest will be more important than the sharpness and the crispness. And then those guys have to get out there and organize the team without practicing much. And if you don't have veteran guys or leadership like we have, it makes it pretty tough.
After the Vegas game, you talked about Clark a little bit, wanting to see some things in his defensive game and scoring on assists and stuff. But you look at, I mean, if you guys, I'm sure you track tertiary assists. He had another one tonight. He's had several.
It's a really nice play in the neutral zone, yeah. See, it's, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt, but see, that one, that's where it's interesting. That was you call it a second assist or a tertiary assist, but that was more valuable than some first assists because he actually, with a nice touch on the puck, created that opportunity for us. So really was a really good play.
And
so
also defended the 2-on-1 by himself tonight. So I'm just wondering where you think the details are at in his game just a short while after those comments.
Right. No, it's good. Yeah, it's really good. It's good. It's better. Yeah. And if we didn't have such high expectations for him and know what he's capable of, we just roll him out there a little bit less. But we keep putting him back out there. He's a good player, but he's just finding his way. But he's playing well. There's no question.
Edmondson had a big shot turned into an assist tonight.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about him and how his performance in the absence of Doughty?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got more points than we would have expected too. But what he does have, we've all seen that, is a big bomb from the point. He shoots it hard, probably the hardest shot on our team, and you know, he's found the back of the net a few times, and there's tips. But more than that, he's you know, he's a big, strong guy, and those when you can stop plays in the corner, when you go in and you put your stick in there and you pin somebody, and the play just stops. It's easy for everybody else to get in behind and get organized. Now we're okay. When it keeps moving around and everybody's got to figure out who's got who, that's where it gets difficult. So that's one of his strengths. He goes in there, he pins, stops, slows everything down. People can get organized, and then, you know, obviously it's the size and the strength that allows him to do it.
They both scored tonight and have scored a lot this season, but how important has just the overall play of LaFerriere and Fogle as a pair been, especially flipping those depth matchups for you, regardless of the center?
Been really good. You know, they've got a lot of speed too. I think Fogues, you can see it maybe more. Laff is his deceptive speed. You know, he skates past people sometimes. And then with Q now, that's a lot of speed on the line. So but they've scored and they've been pretty consistent. Big goal from Laff tonight. That was a big one. He hasn't been as dangerous, I don't think, lately, but that was still a big one.